Hello everyone, welcome to the second module video, which is going to be the HTML book chapter. And in this chapter we're going to learn a little bit about text and how to copy and paste it in Design View, how to do some simple formatting with paragraph tags and H tags as well. We're also going to do a little bit of organization and block quotes, citations. We're going to also learn how to add special characters, create some lists and tables, and if that's not enough, we're going to learn how to do a CSS page, how to attach it to new pages in there. We haven't really talked much about CSS, but you'll be learning more about that as time goes by in here. So what I recommend doing is reviewing project meeting on page, it is page 66. And just check out the structure over here and you'll see how these old tags work for you as we go along in here. So first thing we need to do is create the actual site itself, which is very simple site. Now remember, again, I am working locally off my computer, so you should be looking at the videos on how to set it up on the GoBarry site. Unless you have Dreamweaver on your own, then you're welcome to use it there as long as you're able to upload it. So I'm going to create my new site in here. And we're going to go down, we're going to go here. We're going to go to WIP, which stands for work in progress. And we're going to go to the videos and chapter. Now it already has some items already in here. You can't see it because we're just setting up a site itself. So I'm going to select that over here and we're going to call it ATC. Takes care of that. We're going to go to advanced and set up where our images go. And we'll just select images there. And once I click on save, everything should show up. And we have it. So we have images, we have a style sheet, and we have a text. So the very first thing it wants us to do is open up a new document. So I will open up a new document. Very simple. Just click on Create New. And we want HTML5. Notice if you want to change the doc type, if it's not HTML5, just choose the drop down arrow and choose HTML5. You do not need to use any of these other ones. Everything we do is going to be HTML5. In the title field, they want us to put in against the clock, a pipe, and then special characters in typography. And that's all we really need to do. Hopefully I spelled that right. If I didn't, we'll change it. So now we have it over here. So you can see a bunch of markups already made for us. So if you go to the pages, you're going to see the definitions of what these tags mean. So I'm actually on page 69, number 7. So the first line is the doc type, which is HTML. And then it's going to, it's technically DDT if you want to do it. And it just tells the browser what we're using. So you can see in this particular case, we're using HTML. So that HTML5 is actually the default for Dreamweaver. So unless you change it, that's what it's going to go. Then we have the content head element. And between the head and closing head tags, it's not visible to the user. Notice you have some meta characters. You can put some description and some tags and some other things in there which you'll learn in future modules that will help browsers find your page and give information to the user. The title is in there, which of course does not display in the actual web page itself. It does play on the top of the browser window. You have HTML, which is the start of HTML. Everything that you're going to do is in the body tag. So for instance, if I type in the code window here and type hi and hit the enter key, notice it puts it in there. As soon as I hit the enter key, it added these extra tags. A P is a paragraph tag And the NDBSS here is a non-breaking space. So let me delete all of that. And we're back to start one. Next thing we're going to do is open up the text document. And on the top of page 70, you're going to see working with semantic markup. Very important that we don't use local formatting. We did that in the last module. I mentioned it was not very advisable because it can cause a lot of problems, especially if you have a lot and you want to change one thing. We want to use semantic markup, which you'll learn more about that very shortly. So we need to paste code in design view. Important, do not paste it in code view. You're going to paste it in design view. So I'm going to open up the typography text here. And I did one thing that I forgot because I was trying to do things by memory, is we need to save this. So assuming I can spell it right, typography dot, because we already have a text file in here, we better just type in HTML just to be on the safe side. Normally you don't have to do that. So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to open up the typography text file, Control A to select it all, Control C to copy it back to the file, and I'm going to click on Control V to paste it. Now notice it's unformatted. You have a bunch of BRs, which is the new line. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word and you hit Shift Enter, that starts a new line without starting a new paragraph as well. So we just took care of everything on page 70. We are now page 71. So what we're going to do here is we paste it in here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all of the BR tags and we're going to replace it with a P tag. But for right now, we're just going to have one giant P tag. So let's hit Control A in here. And let's see what we have over here. So we're going to hit Control A and we're going to put a format, which is none. Eventually it's going to let me click on it and click on paragraph. And what it did was it put everything into a paragraph, enclosed paragraph. Now right now you're not seeing anything different, but once we change the BR tags to paragraph tags, we will. So we're going to now go to the next page and we're going to replace all of the BR tags with closing and ending paragraph tags, or rather closing and starting paragraph tags. So again, I'm going to click in here. I'm going to go to Find and Find and Replace in Files. Do not choose Replace in Current Document. Just choose Find and Replace. We just want the current document. Now I already have this typed in because I did it before. Remember, whatever you put in Find and Replace is going to stay in there until you change it. So here we have in the current document, and boom. Now I'm going to click on Replace All, and boom. Now look what happened. All these things changed. We have spaces in here. So make sure that you're taking a look at page 72, which tells you about elements and tags and container tags and empty tags and attributes. So very important that you understand that in here. So if you need to, you can click the refresh button. I'm going to get rid of this group here. I don't need it anymore. You can see all the things that were changed. So let's click on close the group over here. Now up top here is your window and toolbars. I have everything open. I'll close the common so you can see what that actually is. So toolbars and common. Common is the stuff on the left that you see in here, which you're going to need very shortly. So we're going to click on toolbars and common, and now it opens it up in here. And you're going to have, this is pudding, and this is different things, open document, and you'll have more over here. So you can see, you can click all these different things that you want to do in here. All right, so let's take care of this over here. And we've opened up the common, and then we're going to click in the, let's just click in here, And notice when I click over here, some stuff disappears. When I click in here, we have the apply source code. That looks that little format thing that looks like a little bucket of paint. So we're going to click on that and we're going to choose apply source formatting. Boom. Now it doesn't look like it really did anything, but it actually did in here. And it will actually format it to look like a proper space in here. Notice how everything lines up and nothing is separate in here. You'll see that more as you start using other things like list and things of that nature in there. So we took number 14, we did that over here. We need to save the file here. And now we're going to doing some format of headings. So what you want to do is take a look at the formatting text in the property panels and familiarize yourself with format and ID. ID is going to be very important. Those are tags that we're going to be using to name specific elements. And then you're going to use that for CSS to format just that specific one over here. Class is going to be from CSS. The link is going to be a hyperlink. And then you have unordered lists, which are like bullets in Word. Ordered lists is like numbers in here. And then we're going to be doing the block quote and the remove block quote, the title and the target. We're also going to see these things. So right now we're going to be working with H1, H2, and H3 tags in here. So you can familiarize yourself in there. H1 tags are very important when you're using browser search engines. It looks for H1 tags. And then it looks for H2 tags. But it's very important. Each page has an H1 tag at the very beginning. I'm on the top of page 75 over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to split, which we already have in the property panels. We're going to choose format 1 over here. So it tells us to do the first paragraph, which is really a header. This is not the first paragraph. This actually is the first paragraph. So we're going to change this to H1. A shortcut is Control 1. So we'll do that on the other ones. It's a lot easier than clicking down in the very bottom. Now it tells us move the insertion point to quotes and related characters. Unless I missed something, which I do not believe I did. If I did, we'll go back and take care of it. And it wants us to do the H2 tag. So I'm going to hit Control 2 and boom, it creates the H2 tag down here. Then it wants us to go to quotation marks and do the same thing. Notice all you have to do is click anywhere in that. It works on a whole paragraph itself. That takes care of step number 4. Then in turning the page on 76, we have number 5, which tells us to do the same thing for hyphens and dashes. Let me see if I missed anything. I missed apostrophes, inch, and foot marks. That's what happens when you try to do things in memory. So we'll go to Control 2 and Control 2. Turning the page. Hyphens and dashes is also heading 2. Then we have hyphen, N dash, and M dash is heading 3. Special characters and multiplication signs are also 3. Copyright, registered, and resources. And I think I did Control 2. If you made a mistake, just hit the right one, and resources is Control 3. So I'm going to save this now. And that's it for this video. The very next one will start with formatting a block quote and inline code. So hope you have a good day. Look forward to seeing you next.